Today we're going to select the language that we want to display based on the domain, like the host name that the user is asking. So let's do it. Okay, first we are injecting the language here, as you did in the last video. We have the content language here. So I need to get this info in my client because I would like to show different messages, and a few messages are in the client, right? Then yeah, there are a few decisions to make because how to create an app is the name in English, then you probably should replace it. And also like all the topics here. But let's first focus in the simple one. Okay, then I think I'm going to create like a domain, languages, and it's going to be like a helper file, and I'm going to put something here like get language. Okay. Do you remember that we discussed if you are going to put a toggle here to select the language? Maybe we could put in the menu, and then we can do this later here as well. Okay, I will have a single way to get the language. Okay, that's the idea here. And then I have a code that I can get from bmark here that I just read from the meta tag. So we have the meta tag, right? Then this meta tag is content language. Yeah, content language, or the content is content.js, and this value here HTTP equiv. But I think we can just change this to HTTP equiv. Let's say it should be like equivalent from whatever in HTTP. That's not, it's not really important, but what you need to get is like get this meta tag with this field, and then we can get the content. The content is the language. Okay. Then I'm going to do exactly this here. Language, get meta tag, and then I can just provide my meta tag. Okay, now I can put a console here, and I need to call this somewhere. Then let me call in the menu. Do I have a component for the menu? No. Let me see, maybe in the app. Team provided, yeah, it should be in the header. And we have like this. We should replace for a different name when we are in Portuguese. Then let me test this code here. And I need to import, save. It's going to probably refresh my client. I'm going to clean here. Yep. Then I should see this console here. Yep, language, English. Then it's working as we expected. And if you change the domain here, como criar app, .localhost, yep, PTBR. Okay. Then this way we have an error here. I think this is old. It was during the hot module replacement. Yep. I don't know why I'm seeing these warnings here, but I don't want to. It's from extensions, it seems. Okay, but we have the language here, and that's what you want, right? Then with this language, we need to maybe have a better, maybe like a text here where you can put some, because I don't want to spread everywhere like this decision. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I could have here, we have libraries for this probably, but like get internationalization. It's usually like internationalization, then you put the 18 there. And you can put like just send the key, and then we could have even in a JSON, like that's what the libraries do, but you could have like a JSON here, and then you can have a map like terms, and I have the key. In this case, it's going to be like short title, and then for short title, we can have the language here. PTBR, I think it's lowercase, yeah. PTBR and English. Or English can be maybe just the default, so we don't need to specify anything here. It could be let me see, value here, or text and text. I don't know if you need all this, but that would be the idea. Then I have like a text, and it's going to be how to create an app, and it's going to be crear. Yeah, this word here means a bad thing in Portuguese, like just these two letters. Then I don't think I'm going to use like this. I don't know how it's going to be yet. Okay, that's not the important part here, but the important part is to have a text property, and then you have like the language here. Then what you can do, we can get the language, because we need the language, right? Language, get language. Maybe I should simplify this to be a easier name, just like get term, or get text, right? Get text. And then with this key, I can just return. I can get my terms, dot my key, and then I can also get my language. And then I can just like have a setting here where I get my term first, and if my language is English, that I should also have some constants here. Let me see, languages. Let's have some constants here, like export const default language. Default language is going to be English in US. Then I'm going to have English and Portuguese. And I can use the other variable here. Okay. Then if I need to change later, I just change like my default language here, and that's it. It's going to work. Okay, now I can consume this, whatever I'm using, like in a different way. Like here, I can also put Portuguese. And in this case, I just want the default language. Okay, and I will do, I don't think I'm going to use this English here outside this context. Then it's going to be private for now. I'm not going to export it. Okay, we have this. Let me finish this function. And then WebStorm is going to tell me, oh, you don't need to get this variable, just return. And then I don't need the brackets. Okay, and that's a short version. Okay, now I need to go to my text. Then I have my language, I have my term. Then if my language is equal my default language, I can just return my term.text because I want the text. But also, like, maybe this term does not exist. Then I don't know if I should, I think I should just check if the term does not exist. I don't want to break, then I'm going to return an empty string, but I'm going to put a warning. Then I can see in the console that I'm getting some text that is not there. Get text was called with an invalid key for the language. We should also have like good messages like this, because then you can understand the issue. Otherwise, it's very hard to debug later what's the problem. Okay, that's one case. Okay, if I have the term, I'm also always going to have like the default text. Okay, then I can also check if I have the text for a specific language, because like in this case, I don't know what to put here. Maybe some languages don't need to translate like all the terms. Then if I have the term this for this key, and then I can check also if I have like the term for a specific language, then I'm not going to return like this. I'm going to get here like text for language, or just text, right? Okay. And then I can see like if I don't have a text here for a specific language, then also maybe I don't need a warning in this case, right? I can just return the default text. And if I have the text, I can return the text. Text for language. Otherwise, it's going to be text, text, text everywhere. Okay. And that's it. I can also do like this if I want to have better names, like my default text It's going to be like term, and I can just get my text and rename it, and then I can use here to have very specific names. Okay, and see that I don't use else. I'm going to record a class just about if and else's, but I don't need else's. I can just like make decisions when I reach to the decision. I don't need to put else here because I'm returning, but that's for another video, just about like how to improve your code or the readability of the way to read your code. Like we could put a JSON here. The only bad part about JSON, I think JSON 5 resolves that I can comment here. And then for now, I'm going to keep here, but you can use JSON later. But what is important is that I have this short title. Then when I want to replace I don't need to get the language here because that's going to happen automatically. Then I can just get text. And then I need to provide short title. Okay, then you should not see any change here. Oh, it's Portuguese, then you should see a different text. And maybe I'm doing something wrong. What am I doing wrong here? Get text, export. Let's see what's happening. Let me refresh. Maybe hot mode replacement is failing. Come on. What's going on? Objects are not valid. Oh, I'm not returning what I should return somewhere. Oh, this should be const as well. It's saying that I'm returning an object and not a specific value. But like I got the term, I have the key, then I have my text. But I am in Portuguese. Then I'm going here. Oh, I need to return the text as well. Yeah. Okay, now it's going to work. Yep. Okay, now this is working. Let me clear this. Let me remove these warnings because they are annoying. Yeah, we can also see our own warning here. Like if I put a wrong key in my header, like short title 1, I don't have short title 1. Then it's going, get text was called with an invalid, blah, 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 blah. Then it is for us to fix, okay, it's missing this key. I need to add this key to the text here in my terms, okay? So that's like a very simple internationalization tool that I just created here as an example. We have libraries for this, okay? I am repeating this so you understand that you have libraries. But here it's a very simple implementation. Then I don't want to study libraries now with you and then you can make a decision. Because I also want to have some custom stuff, like what I'm going to do next. But I'm just thinking a little bit like, I don't think I need this text here because I don't want to have a sub prop, but I also don't know how it's going to be like this. I'm thinking because in the database, I want to have the same idea and I don't want to put text on every field that I have in the database. That's why I'm concerned about this approach. But let's do it. Okay, then I can translate these terms here, like I can translate sign up, for example, sign up. Then the text in English is going to be, oh, maybe should be, I know what I can do. I can use like the English here. Now I need to export because I want to use English in case I change the language later, the default language. It's going to be English anyway. And then I can use PTBR here. When you use the brackets like this, this is a dynamic key, but the key is going to be PTBR and not this variable. It will be the value of the, yeah, that's going to work. Now it's better. Then I get the language anyway, right? Because the default language is going to be returned anyway. Oh, I'm not returning the default language anymore? Oh, my default language is going to come from somewhere, right? Yeah. I can even have a fallback here just to be safe. Language, then if no language, return. I don't like to create fallbacks in cases that this is not expected to be empty. But like this is very important because if this goes wrong, like all my texts are going to be wrong. Then I think it's good to have a fallback here. Okay, then I'm going to always have a language, but now I can just get the term and I never have like just a text in the first level. I always need to get my language. Then I can put my language here because hey, it's even better, this code, right? Because I don't need to care about any of this. I don't need to care about this as well. I can just get this and that's it. Like if this is empty, maybe I can also get like try to force my default language because maybe I didn't define like anything here, or maybe I have a language that is somehow wrong. Again, like I don't like to do this code that is trying to avoid things that should not happen. But like if this goes wrong, all my text on all my system will be wrong. And usually when I do this, I put a comment like it should not happen. The language should be always correct. But just in case, we have a fallback to our default language. Because maybe I forgot to put Portuguese in one term and then it's going to work. Then I'm not required to translate all the terms as well. Like if it's not a term that I think should be translated, I don't need to translate. Okay, then I have the language and that's it. That's good. Okay, then I don't need to have this anymore. Then I'm just going to return. Okay, very good. We can just keep like making this shorter and shorter, but it's going to be not good to read. Okay, let's do for sign up so you can see if this is working. I can also change here to localhost again. Yeah, how to create an app, it's working. But like sign up. Cadastrar. You can learn a little bit of Portuguese here in these videos now. Sign in, it's like sign in, entrar. Okay. Then I need to find this text and I have maybe in many places, right? That's the bad part about internationalization. Like you need to be worded like everywhere and you need to be careful, like you need to put the names correctly. But that's it. Like if you want to have a system that supports multiple language, you need to create the code to support multiple language. That no way to do in a different or easier way. You need to translate the terms. That's it. Get text, sign up. It's always the same. I'm not going to translate, I think, all the text here because it would be very like boring this video, but I need to translate a few just to make sure it's working. And you can see a very, very small app where I have like sign up in 4 different places. And then it's good to have this. Then at least every time that I use sign up, it's here. Okay, let's return to como criar app. Yep. Yeah, we still have a bunch of stuff to translate here, but let's just do sign in and that's it for now. Okay, sign in, get text, sign in. I don't want to like replace just this part because maybe it will be out of context. Then it's better to always translate the whole string. We only translate like parts of the string if it's really necessary. It's like a concatenation, like it's going to be dynamic. But usually I avoid to do this because it can be like in a very weird context. Another important thing, like this is not going to work in the server because right now we are not keeping the language in the server. Then when you do for the server, maybe you can have a fallback here. But I think I'm going to do this in the next video because it will be a little bit complex. But the idea is to have like in my database exactly the same that I have here. So if I have like other fields, like I have a description, and then I can have a different description in Portuguese. I'm going to put this different description in Portuguese in a nested object like this. Then I'm going to have like, let's suppose this is a topic, and then I'm going to have like description and to be signing. Let's suppose that's a topic name. And then I'm going to have like Portuguese here, but it's going to be like this because it's not going to be dynamic in the database. And then I'm going to have description here. Then it's going to be a little bit different because I need to know what is the field name. But what is good about this? What I'm thinking? When I'm calling a method, I'm going to overwrite everything that is here to here. Oh, let me put here in my return from the database, and then my database is going to return like this to my client when the language is Portuguese. I'm going to do this in the next video because I think we have a few edge cases that you need to be aware. And I'm also not going to translate all the terms here with you because you don't want to watch me like writing some Portuguese words. But now you understand the idea, right? You have like entrar, sign up, sign in, and how to create an app. And I try to use, of course, like the English version here, because I know many of you don't speak Portuguese. Then I'm trying to use the English version as much as possible. Otherwise, it would be hard to follow. But before we wrap up here, I want to ask you again, like subscribe, and also should have a toggle here, because right now, if I am in my how to create an app domain, I can't change it. I can go to Portuguese. Do you think it's useful to have a toggle to replace the language? Because it will be very easy to implement. We can just get a cookie and we write the cookie when you switch the toggle, and then we get first the cookie here and not first the meta tag. Then if you have the cookie is going to return the language. If you don't have the cookie, the meta tag that's based in the domain is going to return the language. Like would be 2 lines of code here just to get the cookie and return, and 2 lines of code to write the cookie, and you can use a library to write the cookies. Then I want your comment, like if you think it's helpful to have the toggle, otherwise I'm going to leave like this probably, and you can just change the language used in the domain. Okay, see you in the next video where we are going to apply internationalization to our database fields. See you.